What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. Filoni has been with Star Wars for a long, long time, all the way back to the original Clone Wars movie before Disney ever bought Star Wars. George essentially, and much to many of our chagrin and regret, gave Filoni the keys to the castle. Now, I personally think because Filoni is a snake and was able to weasel his way in, and much like Kathy, give the impression that he was really going to continue George's legacy, which was a lie. And we are where we are today, where Dave is the official chief creative officer, whatever. He's had this power for quite some time, and almost all of his projects have failed. The only real popularity under Disney Star Wars that he was involved in was Mandalorian, and we all know that was Jon Favreau, and that was like the first season, and it very quickly, the Luke segment aside, went away. And then we got Andor and Gilroy, and Andor has just been nothing but people, well, those that watched it and finished it, you either found it really super boring, but critically, they loved it. They loved it. Everyone else called it Andor, but they loved it. And then the second season came out, and it got extreme reactions, even from people who said Star Wars was dead. So it did something even Filoni never did, and it made apathetic people actually care and talk about it. And, well, the results are in the pudding. You can see here, Andor #1 in streaming. How they got there is a bit of a thing there. So here's their Nielsen ratings from May 12th to May 18th. You can see Andor is #1 with 932 minutes watched. Of course, they beat Bluey. And you can see Nona's here with 848. Hold on to that one because we'll get back to it. So you can see at first glance, it looks like a win, but a deeper look at how Nielsen calculates its ratings, or rankings rather, shows that the numbers don't necessarily reflect massive audience size. Disney rolled out an interesting release schedule for Andor, releasing 3 episodes at the same time each week. So it's noted here that Nielsen measures total minutes watched, not unique viewers or households. So when Disney drops 3 full episodes in 1 week, it automatically inflates the total viewership. If, as we see here, for example, each episode clocked in at around 45 minutes, that's 135 minutes per viewer for just one sit through, meaning a single viewer watching all 3 episodes can look like 3 viewers on their metrics. Not dishonest per se, but yeah, it's fair from an apples to apples comparison. But it did help them to steadily climb all the way to #1 now for its second season. That first week got 722 million minutes. The second week got 821 million, and then the third week 830, and by the fourth week, the finale, with all of us talking about the rape scenes in Star Wars and all the other things, got 931 million minutes watched. You also need to consider the fact that new viewers coming in late would go back and binge watch previous episodes, which also inflates that numbers, which gets it to where it is. That being said, if you look at something like Nona's rather, which was right behind it with 848 million watched, that was just one film. That was just one 2-hour film. So there is something to be said about the 3-episode dump strategy and how it accumulates. Either way, I'm not shitting on it. That is a tactic, and it worked. So the other awkward angle here, and this is why I mentioned Dave Filoni in the beginning, is that this is the least Filoni-like. This is also the least I'll say Star Wars, the least of the prequel expanded universe Star Wars, for sure. And it also had the most, and I think this is the biggest criticism against it. It had the most real world comparisons, as opposed to in other versions of Star Wars where they're a little bit more subtle on their allusions to things. So it is known, and this is where we had the whole Gilroy versus Filoni, that Gilroy sidestepped Filoni as the creative officer, and that he was answering directly to Kathleen, who let him do whatever he wanted. And this is where we heard behind the scenes that Filoni and the Filoni camp are tired of people referring to, even as I did, as Andor as the good one, or at least the one that gets critically good reception. So Filoni, of course, and we just had this article. They were talking about Disney and how that's going to shake out. But inside of that, they talked about what would happen with Lucasfilm and how it is believed, both industry professionals and the that Dave Filoni will be taking over for Kathleen Kennedy whenever she leaves, even though, you know, she's just going to go back to that crypt and just wait. But on paper, he'll take over, and then Carrie Beck. But how are you going to take over and have your word agreed with as law as you know everything when you haven't been able to make one truly successful, critically successful Star Wars project? Meanwhile, fucking Brit comes in, does it no time, lickety split. Does it first with Andor, Rogue One rather. I know he cheated. He put Vader at the end, but either way, did it with Rogue One, and then did it again with Andor. And it's noted here on Nielsen that even Rogue One, a Star Wars story, saw people playing it again. We saw a huge bump to Star Wars Battlefront. Yes, a lot of that was because May the 4th be with you and things like that, and the campaign, but also people watched Andor. People watched people fighting the Empire, and they're like, I kind of want to go fight the Empire again. And they started playing Battlefront. That did have an effect. On the award side, and we knew this would happen, Andor is expected to dominate the Emmys, 23 different submissions across writing, directing, and acting. The final 5 episodes of the series reportedly hit 9.5 or above on IMDb, which is a benchmark for sure, according to Forbes. Disney's Andor, critical darling, thanks to the clever release streaming site tactic that they used. But either way, the people actually in charge, Filoni, they have yet to give us anything of substance. So if you want Gilroy, I would be oh so loud right now for them to pay him, because he seems to be completely content to just bounce off into the sunset. And we'll only have Dave from now on. And I just...
You can't keep getting away with it!
He's not good. He's not good. Anyway, let me know what you think about all this. By all means, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.